Well, business is a big part of the White House's strategy when it comes to Iran. The push is on for new sanctions against Iran's powerful energy and banking sectors. Now, two men on the forefront of the business battle are state representatives. Dan Lederman is a Republican from South Dakota. His bill recently made South Dakota the 20th state to call for divestment from companies doing business in Iran. State Representative Josh Mandel is running for state treasurer in Ohio. He served 2 tours in Iraq before trying to get a bill passed to make Ohio divest. Appreciate both of you being with us. And it bears noting to our viewers, when you look at Middle Eastern economies, you've got Saudi Arabia as number 1 and Iran as number 2. It is the most populous. There is no question. It is an important economy for the region and a relatively powerful one. Representative Lederman, when already it's supposedly U.S. companies aren't supposed to be investing in there, what would divestment do in addition to that?
What divestment does is it sends a signal to these companies, Royal Dutch Shell and Total in particular, that are making large investments into Iran's energy sector. What those energy sectors, what that investment's doing is it's making it possible for Iran to be energy independent, which flies in the face of the sanctions that the UN and the U.S. are trying to enforce.
Representative Mandel, let me put this question to you. We just showed some video of a parade in Iran coming into our commercial break with the sign, which of course they put in English because it really is all about telling us, we will crush America with our feet. Do we need to bother with Iran, or are they going to do a North Korea in order to get these weapons? In other words, starve their people and have them motivated by hating America as opposed to getting strong through nuclear development?
Sure. I don't think that strategy will work for them. As a Marine Corps veteran and someone who served 2 tours in Iraq, I think for us a military solution should be the last solution, and what we need to be doing now is doing everything we can to tighten that economic noose on the regime, the Ayatollahs, Ahmadinejad in Iran, so that we can bring them to their knees economically, and that the people actually revolt in Iran and they want new leadership there.
Mr. Lederman, China doesn't want to play ball on this, does it? China, according to the information that we had on Thursday with the meetings in Washington, wants to be able to pump its own energy resources into Iran, and it's not going to go on the side of any form of UN boycott, is the indication at the moment. Can we afford to not engage with Iran to the extent that the second largest oil producer, the assets of it, are mopped up again by Beijing strategically? Can the United States afford not to be playing in that arena again?
I think the question really is, do we want to invest our dollars in a country that's killing our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan? As far as China and Russia, we have to be the leaders on this. And the United States has a bill that's sitting there, Senate Bill 2799, that is waiting to be conferenced, which would enact these sanctions and also pave the road for divestment for the rest of the country. And what we plan on doing is having the other 30 states divest their money. We're talking about $3 trillion in government investments in these foreign oil companies that are helping Iran become energy independent. If we can get this divestment plan going through, and we have a website, divestfromiran.com, we're trying to have other states join in so we can force these companies to isolate Iran. So we're taking this first step. We're hoping that this divestment plan will then lead to further sanctions, and we hope that President Obama will conference this bill and sign it so that we can get on with this.
Representative Lederman and Mandel, thank you very much. We appreciate you both taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. 6,000 coming up.